Joining us now to discuss is Illinois Policy Institute staff attorney and director of labor policy, Mailee Smith. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Let me ask you this right off the top. Why not wait until teachers are vaccinated to send them to school?
Well, it seems that CTU keeps moving the goalposts. And what's really not fair is the way that they are putting students and parents in the middle of this, really making them the victims. It's a show of how much power the teachers union has over parents and students, and how they have a history of strong-arming parents in the districts to get what they want. And at this point in time, we're looking at the fourth strike in 9 years. The contract that they signed was to go through 2024. It was to prevent labor strife like this. And at this point, in removing those goalposts, in fact, CPS sent out an email to parents just last night explaining some of those safety mechanisms that they have put in place. And at this point in time, it appears that this is a show of their power, and they pride themselves in being kind of the standard that they want other unions to live up to.
We've heard from teachers from different schools over the course of the last month on our show, and some say the videos we're seeing at these schools with all the PPE in place and the screens, teachers are buying them themselves, and that's not the case in every school.
Yeah, and I will say that we all want students and teachers to be safe. I think we can all agree on that. But what we are seeing is that the data is showing that it is safe to reopen when there are precautions in place. We do know that CPS has worked on ventilation. They've called experts in. They have worked on ensuring that kids will be masked. So they have gone, into that process of the safety and health protocols.
But Mailee, there's no testing, or there's no extensive testing and contact tracing, and their argument is, look, you're a firefighter, a police officer, or a nurse. You sign up to put your life on the line. That's not what a teacher typically does.
Well, I think that we need to look at the experiences that are happening all over the country. We know that schools around the country, including those within Chicago, have opened, and they've done it safely. 7 of the 10 largest school districts in the nation have at least partially opened to in-person learning. And we know that in the Chicago area that there are more than 90 Catholic schools that have 20,000 plus students, and we've seen no significant outbreaks. So what we're seeing from the CDC saying that there's little evidence that that schools are contributing meaningfully to the community spread. We're seeing a UNICEF study of 191 countries showing that it is safer than we originally thought to open schools. So the data is stacking up in favor of opening schools.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We're short on time, and I just wanted to ask you, is it illegal for the teachers union to strike? There seems to be a gray area there since they're technically under contract.
It is a gray area. There are very specific factors laid out in state law before the union can strike. And one is that they don't have a contract. Well, we know that they do have a contract. So in that case, it's not gray. What I think is gray is, does this constitute a strike? If they're willing to be teaching through their online platforms, they're going to argue that that's not a strike. On the other hand, if CPS does lock them out, CPS is going to argue that that's not a lockout. So we definitely are in a new scenario that we haven't seen before.
All right. Mailee Smith, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.